Then there's something called pork barrel spending, which sounds like it's similar, but it's way, way different. And this one is a slippery slope to doing something that's not really for the best of people, but good for a couple people instead of the group as a whole. Textbook definition: legislation that gives tangible benefits, that means things that can be seen and felt, to the constituents or the people in hope of winning their support in return. So it's like somebody, a congressional member, will say, hey, if you elect me, I will do these things in your community. In simple terms, projects intended to benefit the people in return for their support. It's not necessarily good for the whole, but it's good for the individual. Here's what an example could be. Maybe somebody in the state of Michigan gets elected and they say, by saying, hey, look, if you guys all vote for me, then I will build a brand new super cool building in downtown Detroit. That would be great, but it really only benefits the people in downtown Detroit, not the people in the UP, not people even in northern Michigan or far away. So they did this idea in saying, I'll give you this in return for your support and voting, but in return, they're just giving something to a couple people or not an entire group. Another example, there was in Washington, D.C., somebody who got elected, and he said, look, if you guys elect me, then I promise to build a new public transportation route in DC or have new public transportation. But the problem was when he did that, it was just one road, and he did it from his house to downtown Washington, DC. So it really only benefited him and a few others, but it sounded on paper like a great thing because he was willing to build all this new public transportation in return for his election. But then when it came down to it, he just built one system of it, and it really just benefited him. So the pork barrel spending is taking this money and these bills and legislation and giving people stuff in return for votes. But again, it's good for some people in general, but not for the whole group.